Welcome back to Ignite DDS. I'm Dr. David Rice. Let's take a look back at a conversation we had not too long ago with a great friend and colleague, Andrea Tadaro. What Andrea brings to the table for all of you as a student is the ability to help take you from where you are to where you want to go. Now for some of you it's going to be a residency, some it'll be a specialty program, and some it's going to be jumping right into private practice. But what Andrea knows how to do is to place people where they'd like to go. The national average for something like this is about 50% placement. Andrea's figured out how to place at 94%. So she has a tremendous skill set, tremendous insight and vision as to how we can get you from where you are today to where you want to go. Really excited to have you here today and talk about a few things, so thanks again for coming.
Dave, thank you so much. The pleasure's all mine. Very much enjoying this.
Awesome.
Well, before the interview, I think one of the most important things is to research the company extensively or the dental practice you're pursuing. So I think it's imperative to make sure that you get into the company to really get a feel for the inner workings. Not just presume that you're not interested in working for that specific company, but really make sure that you have, looked into the company in terms of maybe doing an internship and really getting your feet wet and learning not only the company's culture, but also in studying, the employees, their practices, the mission, vision of the company, the position for which you're applying. So you have to look at it not just from the end of, say, one end of the spectrum like the company's culture, also look at the position, look at how you'd fit within the configuration. It's really looking at the big picture of everything, Dave, and I think that's vital.
So, question for you.
Absolutely.
One of the things that I've found in dentistry, and I've been teaching students for some time now, is there's a huge advantage when you have built a relationship with those companies like you're saying right now, and getting in and getting to know them and doing your research. Mm-hmm. I've always taught students to try and get to any program that they're going to apply to even before they apply, to get to know those people. Is that worth doing? Is that beneficial for someone to do?
Very much so. Very much so. I think before you apply, you want to be ahead of the exodus of candidates that are applying. So it's incredibly important to make sure that you're ahead of, I hate to say the cattle call, but there are going to be many other prospective candidates. So you want to get a head start and do your research well beforehand. And I just think I can't emphasize enough the art of over-preparation when it comes to, or over-preparing when it comes to interviewing, interview coaching, getting a career mentor on your side. So definitely developing relationships with career counselors. I think that's another facet of what you're doing too, is really getting into not only just your hard skills and what you do in your dental practice, but really looking at your soft skills and how to develop the art of those.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'm learning about Generation Y, and that's our students today, is that they are very tech savvy. So we have started to introduce some different ways to get to know programs. I think it's beneficial for them to learn two sides of the program. One, the people who are going to select them. And one of the things we've talked about, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, is to literally go and Google the people who hire you.
Absolutely. It goes both ways, doesn't it?
It does.
I think that's so vital. I think it's incredibly important for you to Google the company, Google the as you said, the people that you might be working for, and find out about their backgrounds. A lot of the information is posted on LinkedIn, some of the social networking sites, Facebook, which I'm sure all of them are very familiar with, mm-hmm. But especially the professional networking sites. Really get to know them, get to know their hobbies, their talents, their attributes, their specialties, and I think it's incredibly important to develop a role model too. I mean, taking this in a new direction, it's kind of a new thought altogether, but I think definitely looking at mentorship along the way. Look at who in the practice is the very best. When they talk about really developing and honing your talents, go to the person in the industry that you find is the very best. As a job developer in my industry, I want to really go to leading industry experts that are job developers. I want to read the best job developer in the world's book. I just think it's incredibly important to get the information from the experts and to have a mentoring system.